mega best-selling author, of course, also host of Common Sense with Bill O'Reilly, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Peter King.
Yeah, Bill, before we start, I think both of us want to express our sorrow to the Nelson DeMille family. He was a good friend of you and of mine.
Yes.
A great guy.
Great man.
His funeral, his wake, and everything, tremendous turnout. Just a truly, truly great American and a great guy.
And best-selling author and veteran, but just an amazing person. Absolutely. And the funeral, of course, was today in Garden City. An amazing man, right, Bill?
Yeah, I was at the wake last night, and I consider myself lucky to be friends with a bunch of people who are unique. That I look for that. I look for honesty first, and then I look for unique personalities that can teach me stuff. So Nelson DeMille is obviously a very successful author. I would send him my manuscripts, and he'd do the same to me before we published our books, and it really helped me to get his perspective. But what impressed me most about Nelson was his service in Vietnam, where he won the Bronze Star.
Yep.
People don't know that, and Nelson wasn't the kind of guy to wear the medal.
He almost never spoke about it unless you asked him.
Right.
Yeah.
But I grilled him. I got it out of him. And my cousin was a hero in Vietnam as well. And that conflict has been so underreported, and the heroism demonstrated on the part of good men like Nelson and my cousin to bring freedom to those people in South Vietnam. That whole story has been misreported in a historical basis. So I was pleased to be there last night, and Nelson's family knows he'll always have a friend in me.
Yeah, he was an amazing soul, friend to us all. I love Nelson. Bill, we're talking about America, obviously, the throes right now with the presidential season. You wanted to talk about the ad campaign between Kamala and Trump.
I lead my broadcasts. People know that when I'm on WABC, they are taking the audio of my television broadcasting for Common Sense. And then I do an 8-minute monologue locally on local New York, and I do it on the collapse of the mayor's power base tonight. Eric Adams, I think, is finished based upon all this federal activity going on around him. Whenever you see something like that, they're not wasting their time. It's not a fishing expedition. They've got it. They're just trying to layer it now. And many, many advisors and close people, Eric Adams, are under this investigation. And as you know, if you read Confronting the Presidents, which, by the way, will open at number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, congrats. Congrats. That's awesome. Another one. That's awesome.
Right. 19th number 1 I've had. And you know how much joy that brings the New York Times.
I do. By the way, they're having heart attacks.
Got another number 1 book. But when you read about the individual presidents who got into trouble in the corruption realm, it was always the people around them who brought them down. And I'm not predicting that for Adams, but I'm saying that his administration's in serious trouble. And I do that monologue tonight. But then I lead off with everybody's asking me wherever I go, who's going to win, who's going to win, who's going to win. Now, I can't 6 weeks out predict that. Because there are going to be too many things that happen in the ensuing time before we vote the first Tuesday in November. I will tell you, though, and I got this weekend, I actually went down to Florida for some secret meetings. I love those. And there's never good snacks at secret meetings, by the way.
Never.
No. If you want good snacks, you got to go to corporate meetings, which I hate to do. It's not worth it. But anyway, both campaigns, Trump and Harris, believe they are going to win. That's unusual. Usually a campaign in 2016, for example, Hillary Clinton was so certain she was going to win, she rented out the Javits Center to throw the big party.
Glass ceiling.
And that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the Trump people thought they were going to lose at 16. To now, in 24, both campaigns think they're going to win. And that's why Trump turned down the bait. Because his internal polling, and I'm not so sure about this, says that he's up, and he's up fairly significantly, and that her support is very, very thin and declining. The Harris campaign says that's a bunch of bull, that they've got momentum, and they're basing a lot of that on fundraising, and that they're going to win fairly handily. So that's where we are. Both candidates think they're going to win. But I noticed yesterday watching the football games that Harris made a big buy with the National Football League, and the spot was good. She is a good performer, a good television performer. And the spot is all her looking into the camera, telling American people that she's essentially Aunt B from the Andy Griffin Show. All right, she is the all-American person going to look out for you, bake you a pie, and bring it over to the house. All right, that's what she's basically saying, that don't believe all the stuff about me. I'm just like you. I'm going to help everybody, and I'm not a far-left loon. And for the low information, that's the cliche voter, the person who doesn't really follow politics, the spot was effective. And the fact that she bought the time in the NFL means that she's going after working class men, because that's her weakest point right there. So I noted that. Today on No Spin News and on Common Sense on WABC, I did something I have never done before. I gave the Trump campaign a way to win the election. I have never done that in 28 years of national commentary, but I feel that the Harris campaign is so radical left, it's going to damage my family, your family, so much if it gets in that I had to do it. Now, here it is. Donald Trump should do a 30-second spot television, sitting in an office someplace, looking into the camera and saying, I just want to tell you that I have been portrayed unfairly, but I have made mistakes, and I'm sorry, but I'm a human being. If you look at my 4-year record, you'll know that I helped working and middle-class Americans, real wages up more than 7%, calm overseas, COVID vaccine in less than a year. I worked hard for you, and I will do it again. So I acknowledge that some people don't like me, but if you take a step back and you look what we accomplished, we'll do much, much more if I can earn your vote. Very humble, very matter of fact, no bells and whistles, just him saying that. He does that ad, he wins.
Bill, I agree with you completely. I just wish somebody could convince him to do it. And also, I think, by the way, I'm inclined to think that the polls favoring him are more accurate than not. Even the Times is reporting how he's picking up strength in the battleground states. But it's not really because of him right now. I know he wouldn't want to hear that. I think the more people see her, the more support she loses. But it's up to Trump to fill that gap, to give positive reasons why they should vote for him. They're all there if he could just find a way to say it. Yeah, but you're not going to see her. What they're going to announce, both of them, is that they're going to do a 60-minute interview, each of them, not together, separate interview. Okay? The 60 Minutes is not what it used to be when Mike Wallace was reigning. Okay? If they did a fentanyl thing last night, they didn't even mention the open border, if you can imagine.
And they said the economy's doing well. I mean, that was the other story last night too.
CBS's corporate line is that Kamala Harris should be president. And everybody knows it who works for CBS. That's it. You're not going to change it. But both of them will announce that they're going to do interviews in 60 Minutes. That's all you're going to see of Kamala Harris. That's it. And they'll have to be. I don't know who they're going to select to interview her.
Yeah, I was going to say who. Yeah, I was
because they don't have any hard hitters anymore.
Right.
All of their home run hitters are retired or dead. The people they have now are very skilled. They're good storytellers, but they're certainly not Mike Wallace level interviewers. So anyway, that's the scenario as we have 6 weeks to go. Both camps think they're going to win. You're not going to see much of Harris. He'll do it 60 minutes unless Trump may change his mind on a debate if the polls start to go south. He might. But right now he feels he doesn't need it. So that's where we are. You know, you brought up the debate. I was just about to go there with you, Bill, because do you think that that's the right move? Now, she accepted the CNN debate. Remember, she didn't accept the Fox debate. What are your thoughts on that? Well, it doesn't matter who the moderators are as long as the moderators are fair. Trump said in the Biden debate that the CNN moderators were fair. So why would he, he shouldn't have any worry about over there. That outfit has tried now to throw off its left-wing bias. I know. So he didn't have any. I don't know why he doesn't want to do it. As I write about in Confronting the Presidents, Ronald Reagan had a very successful second debate against Walter Mondale in '84, and that made it easy for him to win. Whereas in the first debate, Reagan did not do well, and everybody was panicking. So if I were Trump, I would go back in. But for some reason, he doesn't want to.
Real quick, what do you make of her not going to the Al Smith dinner, Bill O'Reilly? Because
come on, Rita.
It's fun. I think here's where I come from, Bill. I think, first of all, I love the Al Smith dinner, and I just think it shows a character. She can't handle it, obviously. I mean, it's off the cuff. It's funny. You got to be quick-witted. I'm not surprised she's not doing it, but it's interesting.
She's the queen of abortion. She promotes abortion. Her point of view is abortion is noble. And she's going to walk into a dinner sponsored by a Catholic cardinal.
No, but I think Cardinal Dolan would have been polite, so I think she could have had an opportunity.
Doesn't matter, Congressman.
Well, I think she, I disagree with you. I think she could have handled it the right way, could have shown that she was able to roll with the punches and that she was willing to reach out. That's all I'm saying. People looking at her would say, hell with Cardinal Dolan. Right?
That crew in there, in that Al Smith dinner, hate her.
But you can turn that around. Some people can do that. If you have the skill, you can turn it around. FDR could have turned it around.
Not if you're the queen of abortion. Not if you're that extreme. Yeah. Anytime, anywhere, any reason, she's going to walk into the Al Smith dinner.
I think with talent, she could have done it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think with talent, she could have done it.
But to your point, Pete, I don't think she has the finesse.
That could well be.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think she has the finesse to be able to deal with exactly what the level would be. Bill O'Reilly, we can't wait to tune in to Common Sense tonight at 9 o'clock. Thank you so much, Bill. And congrats on another big bestseller. That's awesome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.